My story was a joke, not actually in a whorehouse. You were in a whorehouse in Korea.
I was 18 years old!
Delightfully chaotic and improbably wholesome, Kill Tony number 733 felt like someone spun a comedy playlist, hit shuffle, and the algorithm decided to pair a seasoned sketch slapstick mercenary with a veteran stand-up who keeps one foot on the stage and the other on the exit ramp. The result was messy, occasionally cringy, frequently brilliant, and exactly the sort of live comedy weather you want when you like thunder with your punchlines. The episode dropped today and had everyone talking. Rob Schneider and Donnell Rawlings sharing the mic is a pairing that shouldn't work on paper but absolutely did on stage. Donnell Rawlings' return to the Kill Tony mothership carried the aroma of unfinished business. He's no stranger to theatrical exits on that stage, and tonight he leaned into the lore. Teases about walking off, half-serious threats of dramatic exits, and a live-action pause button that the audience ate up. At one point during Tom Anderson's interview, Rawlings actually stepped away and, true to form, came back 5 minutes later during Ari Mati's segment, which only added to the live TV soap opera vibe. That physical flouncing functions like a recurring gag in a sitcom. It's disruptive but gives the rest something to riff off of, and Rawlings used it to recalibrate the energy of the room. Rob Schneider, meanwhile, slid into the evening like a guest star who knows all the best beats and isn't shy about stealing a few. The Late Show roast of Rawlings, good-natured, sharp, and relentless, landed repeatedly, and the crowd rewarded it. Schneider's set felt like the clean, practiced uppercut after Rawlings' improvisational jab. One is a pro, one is a thorny instinct, and they complemented each other in a way that made the episode feel complete, rather than disjointed. Plenty on the subreddit were ecstatic enough to throw Schneider into their Guest of the Year conversation, and the sympathies of the comment sections skewed toward admiration for his timing and willingness to engage.
I have a special affinity for Wisconsin because I had my vasectomy here. It was very smooth, like I like it. Anyway, so I got the vasectomy, and because my wife, she said to me, listen, la fabrica la hijas y cerrado. I said, what? Go on my phone. The baby factory closed. And so I said, okay, I'll get the vasectomy. By the way, it's a very much simpler procedure for guys to get a vasectomy than it is for women to get their tubes tied. I mean, even though technically it's their fucking job.
This episode's tonal whiplash is its charm. There are moments that feel like watching two comedians probe each other's repair manuals, poking at weak spots, testing the rivets, while the audience votes with laughter or silence. Rawlings' style can read as cringy to some. He flirts with edge and sometimes trips over it, but that awkwardness is also his currency. It produces the sort of comedy that lands when the audience decides to be in on the joke. For those who prefer tidy, polished sets, tonight would be a headache. For those who savor theatrical unpredictability, it was television-grade chaos. The Reddit reaction underlined the split: ecstatic praise, a handful of groans, and a chorus of "nobody saw this coming."
And you said, Donnell, would you show up for me? And I said, as a friend, I would show up for you. And I did the show.
It wasn't popular. No one wanted to do it.
From a craft perspective, the episode showcases what live comedy does best. It turns mistakes and ego into material. Rawlings' near walkout functions as a narrative arc. Threat, execution, return. That gives his jokes more weight. Schneider's roasting is textbook veteran playbook. He takes risks, but anchors them with recognizability. The audience knows who Schneider is, so the sting has a hook.
I'm all for gay pride, gay weekend, parade. I will say gay pride month seems a little greedy. It's a month. We only get 12. Basically 11, because then it's gay pride month again. 4 weeks in a row. They didn't even try to break that shit up. Have a week in January, come back in April after you healed up.
you know, and then August, who gives a shit? August, who cares, you know? And then New Year's, you know, New Year's, who hasn't sucked a dick on New Year's, frankly? Come on.
The interplay between them highlighted an old truth about comedy. Timing and context matter more than polish. The funniest moments weren't always the tightest jokes. They were the ones that unfolded because the room, the moment, and the performer agreed to make something unpredictable happen. Impartial verdict. This was an episode that rewarded tolerance for discomfort. It was cringy when it needed to be, funny when it counted, and oddly restorative for fans who've been waiting for Rawlings to finish his chapter with the show. If you like your comedy served with a side of risk and the occasional theatrical exit, this was a near perfect storm. If you prefer your sets like elevators, quiet, predictable, and smoothly buttoned, this might have felt like someone set off a whoopee cushion in the lobby. Either way, it got people talking, laughing, and refreshing Reddit in rapid-fire succession, which in the world of live podcasts is basically the point. Final thought. The best live comedy nights feel like they could have gone off the rails at any moment and didn't. Kill Tony 733 flirted with disaster, committed to impulsiveness, and wound up with a usable, repeatable chaos. One part Rawlings' combustible charisma, one part Schneider's guest star polish, and one part a crowd that enjoys being complicit in the mayhem. That combination kept the laughs coming and the comment threads busy long after the lights went down.